Ever feel like building wealth means you have to totally overhaul your entire life? Well, today we're going to unpack 17 really powerful but tiny habits that can completely transform your financial life and, your well-being without all the extreme stuff. Okay, let's dive right in.
Yeah, you can forget that whole idea that you need to wake up at 4 a.m. for an ice bath just to get ahead. The real secret, it isn't about these radical punishing routines. It's about small, consistent micro habits. The things you do every single day. That, right there, is the real game changer.
So, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the big idea behind micro habits. Then, we'll walk through three key pillars: mastering your mindset, building your own money machine, and, of course, taking consistent action. And we'll wrap up with a super practical guide on where to start and exactly how to plan your week. So, what is this micro habit secret? Well, it's really all about the power of compounding. These tiny little actions, when you do them consistently, they just add up and up over time. And they create this massive impact, not just on your bank account, but on your physical, mental, and your emotional health too. It's all about playing the long game with small daily wins.
Okay, let's get into our first pillar, mastering your mindset. Because here's the thing, before you can change your finances, you have to change the way you think. This is the foundation that everything else is built on.
Now this is fascinating. This slide perfectly illustrates our very first habit: create more than you consume. Research by a guy named Thomas Corley found this huge difference in TV habits. Get this, 67% of wealthy people watch less than an hour of TV a day. Meanwhile, 77% of those who are struggling financially watch more. So what's the takeaway? It's simple. Shift your time from just passively consuming to actively creating something.
And that creator mindset is supported by these other critical habits. You know that saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? It's true, so choose your circle wisely. And you got to keep an I can do this file. Seriously, document your wins. It's an amazing weapon against self-doubt. Practice gratitude every day to literally train your brain to see the good. And finally, learn to stop caring so much about what other people think. If their opinion doesn't help your goals, it's just noise.
So many of us get caught in the yes trap, right? We say yes to everything, and we end up totally burned out. The fix is actually pretty simple. First, get super clear on your goals. Then, for every new request that comes your way, just ask yourself, does this actually move me closer to my goals, or is it just a distraction? It's a simple filter that protects your most valuable asset, your time.
All right, on to our second pillar, building your money machine. This is where we get practical and set up automated financial systems, so your money is always working for you, even when you're not thinking about it.
In this quote just brilliantly captures the core principle. We're totally flipping the script. Instead of saving whatever's left over at the end of the month, you pay yourself first. Your savings and investments are handled automatically, and then you're free to spend what's left.
Now, to build this machine, you need these habits. Get really specific with your goals. Not just save more, but save $30,000 for a down payment by 2027. Regularly check your spending and put it into 3 buckets: fundamental needs, fun wants, and your future growth. And this one is key. Block out 1 hour every single week just to learn about money. The more you learn, the more you earn. And finally, diversify your income, but focus on building one new stream at a time until it's stable. Don't spread yourself too thin.
All right, pillar number 3, this is where the rubber meets the road. You've got the mindset, you've got the systems. Now it's all about the daily habits that turn all that potential into real, actual progress.
You know, one of the most powerful action habits is to just simplify your life. Think about Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg with their signature outfits. They weren't just being quirky, they automated these small daily decisions to reduce what's called decision fatigue. And that frees up an incredible amount of mental energy for the big choices that actually move the needle.
Here are 4 more that are absolute game changers. Network with the intention of giving value, not just getting it. Take action before you feel 100% ready, because let's be real, that perfect moment never actually arrives. And you have to break the money taboo. Research shows that 66% of us, 2/3, believe that talking about money is the key to financial freedom. So let's start having those conversations. And finally, embrace the 1% progress rule. Just focus on making tiny, tiny improvements.
Okay, I get it. 17 habits is a lot. It can definitely feel overwhelming. So if you're just starting out, where do you possibly begin? Don't worry, we've boiled it down to the 5 most impactful habits you can literally start today.
First, and this is probably the most important one, is to create more than you consume. This is that fundamental mindset shift we talked about. So instead of just watching TV or scrolling through social media, use that time to learn a skill, work on a side project, or even just write down your ideas. It moves you from being a passive bystander to an active participant in building your own wealth.
Number 2 is showing gratitude. Now, this might sound simple, but it is such a powerful tool for rewiring your brain. When you consciously focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you start seeing opportunities everywhere. This shifts you out of a scarcity mindset and into an abundance mindset, which is absolutely crucial for attracting more success into your life. Third, and this is a total game changer for your money machine, automate your savings and investing. Just set up automatic transfers to your investment accounts for the day you get paid. This is the ultimate set it and forget it habit because it takes willpower and emotion completely out of the equation. It guarantees you're consistently building wealth without even thinking about it.
Coming in at number 4, learn about money every single week. Block out just 1 hour. That's it. To read a finance book, listen to a podcast, or watch a good explainer on a financial topic. Your financial knowledge is the key that unlocks the potential of every single dollar you earn. And that small weekly investment in yourself, it will compound into real expertise and confidence over time.
And finally, at number 5, we have the 1% progress rule. Think of this as the habit that ties everything else together. Don't try to build all 17 habits overnight. Just focus on getting 1% better each week. This approach makes change feel, well, achievable and sustainable. It prevents burnout and keeps you motivated for the long haul. That right there is the real secret to success.
So, now that you have your starting 5, let's turn this from what to do into how to do it. Here is a simple, actionable blueprint you can use every single week to put these habits into practice.
It's just a 4-step process. First, pick only one habit for the week. That's it. Second, define exactly what you're going to do. Not learn about money, but read one chapter of that finance book on Tuesday at 8 p.m. See? Super specific. Third, actually block that hour in your calendar. And fourth, at the end of the week, check in on your progress. This simple loop creates some really powerful momentum.
So, we've covered the mindset, the systems, and a concrete plan to get you started. The only thing left to do now is to act. It all comes down to this one simple but really powerful question. Which tiny habit will you start today?
Follow for more habits that